Hello, I'm Robert, and you're always welcome here in my busy little shop. On today's episode of What's on My Workbench, I've got a project that we're working on here. I know you're probably thinking, knife sheath, don't. What I'm going to be working on is finishing a project I started 3.5, 4 years ago of a hand-forged small chopper to use in the kitchen. I hand-forged this with a gentleman in Colorado. And that was where my first interest after retiring was blacksmith. But most of the places that I would want to set up a shop, they don't want to hear the ping, ping, ping of an anvil. And I worked on making this knife. This was hand forged out of a piece of coil spring. And I got it to this point here. So what I need to do is I need to finish my sanding on the handle, and I need to set my final primary bevel and secondary bevel on the knife. And I've got it, I think, pretty straight. If you're wondering at what stage it's already been hardened and tempered as well. So we are really ready to set the final bevels and do the sharpening on here. And recently I ordered a set of sharpening films. They're diamond films. That's what I will be using today to get this project finished. So I'll let you just kind of follow along a little bit here as I'm doing the sanding to set these bevels, and I'll come back at a couple points in that process. I do appreciate having you in the shop with me today. Okay, here's a little bit closer look at this chopper for you. The handle is black walnut. The pins are brass, and I said earlier this is made from a coil spring, and it was hardened and then tempered, so it should make a really nice chopper. I set the blade to have a little bit of a rock. I don't know if anybody's used a knife that is truly flat as a chopper. It doesn't work all that great in my opinion. It's nice to have a little bit of a rock to it as well. And the bevel on this side is really what I was more looking for here. On this side, I ended up a little bit skinny here and fat here definitely. I will try to refine this end from here out to match this one. There's not a whole lot I can do with this side unless I wanted to bring this side up, and I might futz with that a little bit, but my main purpose is to get this to a final fit and finish here. I'll do a little bit of polishing on the upper part of this blade, but I like where we're headed here. So I'm going to start off first by, I've got the diamond film here. This is the 240, so it really ought to help true this up pretty quickly. So let me get that done first, and then we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about the next step. I may have misspoke. The other was 180, this is the 240, and I think I have my bevels where I can live with them. There's still some pretty heavy sand marks in this heel of the blade. I'm not sure I'm going to worry too much about that. I do have quite a bit of thickness still here. This is almost sharp out here at the point, and it gradually gets thicker down here, which is fine in my mind, because as I set my final bevel on here, this will be more meat back here, which I think a lot of times it gets more abuse down here at the heel. At least that's my story. I'm going to stick to it. So next I'm going to go to the 240, and we'll refine these a little bit more. And mainly what I'm doing now as I work up through these grits is polishing this primary bevel here on the blade. And I'll probably, from here forward, I think I'll just do it as one direction on the lapping film here, so that I don't have J-hook or circular scratches that I'm working with here. They'll be in one direction here. So I'll speed things up here. All right, after I finished, I took this and I went on my strop board and had this all polished up and found some scratches in there that I was not happy with. So I went back to the beginning and worked my way back through the grits, paying attention to those scratches. There's still a few scratches in there, and there. There is grinder marks here from the 2x72 belt grinder that I used in creating this first bevel. There's a couple spots right there as well, but I don't think I'm going to pay much more attention to that. The finished bevel here, I've taken all the way up to 6,000 grit, and I could go further, but I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to work on the polishing this up with the strop board. And I'm going to leave this matte finish on the flat area on both of these, and I'll focus on this primary bevel, moving here forward, the primary bevel, and then the sharp bevel here as well. Let me start with just polishing this up here. And if I need to, if I end up making shiny spots up in here, what I'll do is I'll just get out the last grit I used there, which was 1600 grit, and I will just start there again. You can see probably a little better now that little bit of marks there. I would probably need to do quite a bit of work to remove that. I think it looks pretty good. You can see a few scratches in it there. From use in the kitchen, I'm sure it'll get its own patina over time. Let's work on the micro bevel here on the front edge. Let's see if it works as a skiving knife. I think she's pretty sharp. Probably plenty sharp for in the kitchen. I think on the handle, it's got probably moisture in it from using water with the diamond lapping films. And I think I'll let this dry out overnight, and I'll come back tomorrow and I will do my finished sanding here. I'm going to leave most of this shape to it. I don't think I'm going to really change that too much, but just soften up these edges just a little bit here. Get a little bit of a sheen to it, not a high polish, and then I'll add some olive oil to it here to oil that up. More tomorrow. Well, I sanded a little while here. I had really gotten a lot of color on the wood just from the sanding process here, or the sharpening process, I should say. And I sanded it with some 220 sandpaper, and I'm finishing up with another fresh piece of 220 here. And I'm not going to go for a highly polished finish. The knives that it will be on or in the block with in the kitchen, they're a walnut handled knife, and they are just an oil finish. So I'll do a little bit of sanding here, get this kind of finished up, and then we will put a little bit of an oil finish on here as well. I typically just use whatever vegetable oil or olive oil that I've got out whenever I'm taking care of those knives. I've had those for a long time. I bought them in 1984. Yeah, that's nice. Just tape off of here, and we'll put a little oil on here, get our look at what it's going to be. Careful, that is sharp. The blacksmith, I'll probably say the name of the town wrong, or some people will take it as wrong. Mancos, Colorado. Mr. Williams, I think was his name. He's kind of a cowboy blacksmith there. If you're in that area, he does classes. If you want to go build a knife, you can sign up to do that. I've also heard he does it like in a group. If there's a family group, you want to go make stuff together, you can. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of olive oil on here. We'll take a look and see how it's going to look. Yeah, I'm trying to be careful around that blade. Getting some fingerprints up here, that's okay. Wipe some of those off here. I'll keep this on the workbench here, and I will rub oil into this probably once a day for the next week and once a week for the next month, and then into the chopping block it goes, or the knife block, I guess I should call it. I think it's time to turn the camera on here and we'll wrap up on this little project. I wish I had you along for the whole thing. This was a fun knife build. I built this one and another knife. I'll show the other knife at a later date. It is a behemoth. 14-inch sharp end of the blade. Two-handed handle on it. Well, there you go. I think, well, I like it. I think the knife turned out really nice. It's the first, I guess, kitchen knife, I'd have to think about it, that I made. And I think I've said a few times that when I was looking for a hobby to do, blacksmith was one of the first ones, but it's really kind of hard to find many neighborhoods that will allow you to have a forge in there. They're out there, but they're a little bit limited. But I think it turned out really good. This started off as a coil spring. I can't remember the vehicle it was from. I knew at one point. But I think it'll serve well as a little bit of a mini chopper. Most of the choppers we have in the kitchen are probably another 3 or 4 inches. And that's just a nice size. It seems like I'm a lot of times using a steak knife or something to do chopping. So we'll see how it works out. And I don't know if I'll show maybe a little bit of using it. We'll see. See how inspired I get. I appreciate you spending time with me in the shop today. Please like, share, and subscribe. But more importantly, I hope you have a great day.